Good morning, my dear students. So let us continue the remaining concepts which are included under the sexual reproduction. So in previous class we have discussed about the what are the different phases, and during the phases what changes will be occur in the organism bodies, like during the time of juvenile period. So when you have to observe juvenile period, during the growth is rapid growth will be occur during that period. That changes also we can see in the many of the organisms, like different colors of the birds feather, the feathers of the birds different colors they are, and the different shapes of the leaves and different organs, protective organs formation. These are the best examples we may observe by the different organisms during the time of juvenile period. Likewise, in the reproductive period, with respect to the organ development, like reproductive organ development and their maturation, and accessory ducts and accessory glands, their development, such kind of the variations we can see in during the time of the reproductive phase. Likewise, in plants, the flower formation is the sexual maturity of the flowering plants, that we can easily identify whenever the flowers will be produced in the plant, that we can consider as it is a reproductive age, it is reached the reproductive age. Like in the organisms, those we called it as the some are monocarpic, some are polycarpic, like annual plants, biennial plants, perennial plants, and the once they will flowers in their entire life cycle, called as the monocarpic, and polycarpic will be flowers every season at regular intervals of period of time. Like you may observe in animal categories, like the breeding mechanism, those breeding mechanism, either the seasonal breedings or the continuous breeders. So these animals of different, they will performing during a puberty period estrous cycle and menstrual cycles. So the estrous cycle, it indicates heat production during the period. Non-primate organisms can performing the estrous cycle, like the cow, goat, sheep. This heat period will be observed in the non-primate organisms, whereas in case of the primate organisms like monkeys and the ape and mammals, they can performing the menstrual period, called as the primate organisms. And these things we have discussed in our previous class during the reproductive phase. And senescent phases, at last phase or old age period, we call it as senescence. The metabolic rate will be decreased during this period. At last, finally, the senescence period leads to the death of an individual. So while these sexual reproduction, some of the events are occur. Now we have to observe the events in a sexual reproduction. What are the events of sexual reproduction? Majorly, three basic events can be observed in the sexual reproduction. Those events, one we called it as pre-fertilization events. The pre-fertilization, and the second one is a fertilization, and the third one is a post fertilization changes. One, it is a pre-fertilization changes and the fertilization changes and post-fertilization changes. All these three events can be seen in the organisms called as sexually reproduced organisms. How these, what are the changes will be occur during pre-fertilization? During pre-fertilization, what are the changes can be observed in the organisms of sexually reproduced? You have to observe basically two changes can be occur during pre-fertilization. One we called it as gametogenesis. And the other one we called it as the gamete transfer. These are the two basic phenomena occur during the time of a pre-fertilization time, because when an organism during the period of pre-fertilization time, still not at fertilization is occur, during that time the two phenomena will be occur. One we called it as gametogenesis and the gamete transfer. So let us discuss about gametogenesis, how a gametogenesis process can help for a sexual reproduction. The gametogenesis. So the gametogenesis, it represents the formation of the gametes from gamete mother cell. The definition of this gametogenesis, we called it as the formation of gametes. The formation of gametes from a gamete mother cell. Is called as gametogenesis. Formation of the gametes from the gamete mother cell. The cell which is produces the gamete, we called it as the gamete mother cell. The gametes are always in haploid condition. Gametes are always haploid condition. The gamete ploid is a haploid condition that we can mention it as a N. It represents the single set of chromosomes are present in their body of the each cell. Now we have to discuss gametogenesis process. What is a gametogenesis? How this gametogenesis can help for the different plants or different individual. What different types of the gametes can be seen, whether the gametes are structurally similar or morphologically similar, or the gametes are in a morphologically dissimilar. So based on their structure, the gametes, so now the gametogenesis is nothing but of a phenomenon, formation of gametes from a gamete mother cell is called as gametogenesis. This gametogenesis process is a different types based on the structure of gamete formation. Based on structure, if we have to differentiate the gamete, two types of the gametes can be observed. One we called it as a isogametes. Isogametes. Isogametes, it represents the morphologically similar gametes. morphologically similar gametes called as isogametes. Morphologically similar gametes. It means their structure. The morphology, it represents their structure. We can't to differentiate which is a male gamete and which is a female gamete. Such type of the gametes we called it as the morphologically similar gametes, and those gametes we called it as the isogametes. Iso means similar. Male and female both gametes are structurally similar. Such type of the gametes we called it as the isogametes, and these gametes can be seen in the following organisms like Cladophora, algae it is, and Allothrix. So the Cladophora and Allothrix are the two algal components of the algae which will produce us the morphologically same kind of the gametes. That's why the isogametes producing organisms, we give the best examples like Cladophora and the Allothrix. Both are algae organisms, are the algal components. Then the another gametes which are morphologically dissimilar called as anisogametes. Anisogametes. Anisogametes, it represents the morphologically dissimilar gametes. So male and female gametes are different in their morphology that we can observe in anisogametic condition. So here the morphologically dissimilar gametes, male gametes are different structure and the female gametes are different structure. The best examples these kind of the gametes production in the brown algae like fucus is a one of the plant which will produce us morphologically different gametes. Like even in the mammals and all the animals. The animals like we called it as the amphibians, insects like cockroaches, and many of the male and female gametes producing organisms will be present like birds and the reptiles and the mammals, amphibians, everywhere we can find two different types of the gametes. If you have to take an example like human beings, the male gamete in human beings we called it as the male gamete, it is nothing but of a the male gamete is a sperm cell. The sperm we called it as the male gamete or the antherozoid. Is a male gamete, and the ovum is a female gamete. It is larger in size and also called as the egg. So male organisms in human beings we called it as the sperm cells, and in case of the fucus and different animals are the organisms called as antherozoid. And the female organisms can produce us a large shaped oval shaped structure called as ovum, and that ovum also we called it as the female egg we are calling. Now these two gametes structurally they are different. One it is having like tail, middle piece, eyes, neck, and head and the acrosomal region, they are present, but in here the ovum, it is in a round oval shaped structure. That's why both are structurally dissimilar, morphologically dissimilar. Such type of the gametic condition, we called it as the anisogametes, that we can find all higher organisms, including the gymnosperms, angiosperms, pteridophytes, bryophytes, and the animals, different animals can produce the two different types of the sexual gametes. So when it comes to the sexuality, now the gametes are produced. What type of the organisms can be produced by different gametes? Sexuality. If you have to observe the sexuality, how the sexuality in organisms. It means how the sexes will be different in a different organisms. When you have to observe sexuality in case of the plants, we can observe bisexual condition and unisexual condition. The bisexual condition and unisexual condition. Bisexual, it represents the both male and female sexual parts. Parts are present in a same organism. Same organism. It means the male reproductive part and the female reproductive parts are present in the same plant. We called it as a bisexual plant. This bisexual plant also we called it as the monoecious condition. The monoecious can represent the bisexual character. Both sexual characters are present in same individual. Such type of individuals we called it as monoecious animals or bisexual animals. Whereas in case of the unisexual, it represents the unisexual, it represents like presence of either male or female sexual parts. So presence of either the male sexual part or the female sexual parts, such type of flowering plants we call it as unisexual flowering plants. And the condition in animals we called it as dioecious. The dioecious and unisexual are representing same words, same meanings. Here the unisexual is a single sexual character is present in one individual. Dioecious also, it represents the sexually dimorphied organisms. And if you have to observe the male flowering plants, we called it as the staminate flower. It represents the staminate flower. It indicates the male unisexual male flower. Unisexual male flower is called as staminate flower. It is very important for examination point of view, and these terms also they will ask for 1 mark purpose. And the pistillate, the staminate flower, it indicates the unisexual male flower, and the pistillate flowers, it indicates the unisexual female. So when you have to observe the sexuality in these organisms, like we have to observe how the plants, like different types of the plants, the sexual dimorphism will be present. Take an best example for the bisexual, the plants, those we called it as like the cucurbids. We can give the best example for bisexual plants are monoecious plants. Those we called it as the like coconut and cucurbids. Many of these there, but these two plants we can give the best examples for bisexual plants. And whereas in case of the unisexual plants, we can give the best examples like in unisexual we can give the examples like we call it as the papaya, carica papaya, and like a date palm. These two plants are, many of the plants are there. Among that, these two can represent the unisexuality condition or dioecious condition. Like if you have to observe in the animals, the bisexual animals, in animals we can give for animals called as homothallic organisms. That homothallic organisms, bisexual organisms also we called it as monoecious. The bisexual animals, like we can find the best examples like earthworm and the tapeworm and the leech. Like these organisms we can observe the bisexual animals. Like in case of the unisexual animals, the unisexual we can give the best examples like many of the cockroaches and the birds and amphibians and mammals, aves, reptiles. Like many of the organisms, we can give the best example for unisexual condition. When you have to observe some of the organisms which are having both sexual characters, also we called it as a term. The term we called it as hermaphrodite. The hermaphrodites, it represents the bisexual condition. The hermaphrodites term, it indicates the bisexual condition where both the sexual parts are present in the same individual, that we call it as the hermaphrodite organisms. That we can see in these tapeworms, leeches, earthworms. These are the best examples for hermaphrodite animals. So thank you for watching this video class. We will continue the remaining concepts in the next class. Thank you.